Hi everyone, my name is Rhonda Gregory and I'm the Director of Instructional Technology here at Greenville College. One of my roles here is to help students and faculty when they're taking online classes, and so in this video I just want to take a few minutes to talk to you about what it means to take an online class and how you can be successful if you choose to do so. We're going to talk about three main topics: study tips, communication in an online course room, and how to get help when you need it. When beginning online courses, the very first thing you need to do is read everything that the teacher gives you or sends out. It's okay to print out important documents and keep them in a notebook or a binder, or use the D2L Binder app that's available free on the App Store. Also, it's critical that you establish a time and a place where you can study on a routine basis. Try to find a location that's free of distractions. That includes turning off social networking sites, live chats, or phones so that you can focus on your work when you have time to do it. Studying with a friend or a group can be helpful, but let others who are not in your group know that you're not to be disturbed during your study time. Whatever you do, come prepared to your study sessions with all the tools that you need, including your books, your notes, computer equipment, and other tools. And when you need it, don't be afraid to ask for help. Communication in online courses can be easy if you follow these tips. Remember that you have a Greenville College email account, but make sure that you have accessed and are routinely using your Greenville College email every day that you're taking a class. Something you might consider is that you should compose your responses for discussion boards, maybe offline first using Microsoft Word or Google Doc. That way you get your thoughts together and can proofread, and then copy and paste that information when you're in a discussion board in the online room. Whenever you're communicating, whether it's via email, discussion, or other assignments, it's always a good idea to provide examples or rationale for your statements to support what you're saying. Wait patiently for replies when you do send things out. Don't flame. Flaming is when you're trying to provoke someone to an argument or saying things inappropriately to someone in an online room or email. So try to follow good etiquette. Don't do things like typing in all caps, because that can be perceived as shouting at someone. Here at Greenville College, there are many sources for helping you get help when you need it. For technical help with D2L, the Greenville College Learning Management System, you can always email onlinehelp@greenville.edu, and one of our instructional technology support team will respond to you. There's help online for both Mac and PC users. Don't be afraid to Google something and look for a YouTube example of how to do it. A lot of questions can be answered with a quick search. Other technical questions can also be directed to our IT support site as well. You can email them at itsupport@greenville.edu. Don't forget that tutors are also available for most subject areas, and your instructors and department are an available resource to help you meet your learning needs. Greenville College tutoring and academic coaching information are both available on the greenville.edu website, and they provide community groups with self-help information and links to the tutors' emails through Desire to Learn. Well, so far we've covered some great tips about studying, managing your time well, communication, and how to get help when you need it. But these are really good tips for all classes, whether you're taking classes online or face-to-face. Well, then what's so different about taking an online class than a typical class where you meet every week? In general, the big differences are in how you communicate with your teacher and your classmates, who drives the learning process, and how the learning environment works. So in an online class, communication is more indirect. You're doing that through text. In online classes, you are responsible for driving the learning process more responsibility is placed on the student to be self-motivated, self-driven, and take care of managing your time well to accomplish tasks by their deadlines. Online does offer a more flexible learning environment, but it requires a great deal more self-motivation and self-discipline. So what does an online class look like? That's a great question. It depends really on the teacher and what you are studying. But there's usually some combination of these items, weekly or unit modules, different readings that you have to complete. You may have video lectures or podcasts that you listen to or watch. Your instructor may ask you to communicate with them live during an online synchronous session or a lecture. They may have online quizzes. You may still write papers and exams. You may have online discussion boards that are asynchronous or doing them on your own time, not all at the same time. There can be different forms of group work, but it's important to remember that even in an online class, there are schedules and there are deadlines. Online learning does not mean independent study or self-paced study at Greenville College, but it does require a student with independent study skills to do well in those classes. So what does it take? It takes someone who's comfortable with a self-learning environment, someone with good time management skills. You should be able to schedule your time effectively, and you should be able to stay on task to complete assignments outside of class. You should be self-disciplined, self-reliant, and self-motivated, and have the ability to read and follow written instructions. You should have good basic computer skills. You should use email daily and have good web browsing skills. It's also very important throughout an online class to have a fast, reliable internet connection throughout the entire course. So now that you know a little bit more about online learning, what it takes to be successful in online classes, and a little bit about what those classes might look like, if you're interested or you have more questions, what should you do if you want to take an online class? The first thing I would suggest is that you talk to your advisor. Your advisor is very familiar with how to find what classes are offered online, when they're scheduled, and can talk to you about the components in those particular classes that you're interested in. Don't be afraid to ask for help, reach out, get more information, and decide if online learning is right for you. Thanks for watching.